right, Shalom, we back again. And this time we're going to go in a little deeper than we went in the last time. We're still talking about tabernacles. And we're talking about end time, things pertaining to the end time. So we want to go into the book of Joel. Because the tabernacles is a time that's about the gathering of those who were scattered. So we're going to kind of go to Joel chapter 3, which is one of my favorite chapters, where the Most High details about His people Israel. Now, I like the phrase, the terminology, Black Lives Matter, because the people that have embraced Black Lives Matter don't really understand or realize how profound what they're saying is. It's inaccurate statement, but the reality of the matter is, what they need to know is that Hebrew lives, the black lives that they're talking about, are the children of Israel, who are known as Hebrews and Israelites. That's whose lives matter. Hebrews and Israelites' lives matter. So we're going to show you in Joel chapter 3. This third chapter of Joel is going to show you in detail that to the creator of heaven and earth, that Hebrew Israelite, quote unquote, black lives do matter. Okay? So for those of you that may be offended or disturbed or infuriated or angry about this, then your argument or your frustration is not with me, but is with the Most High. So let's go to the Most High's word. So let's go to Joel chapter 3, one of my most favorite chapters when it deals with end time prophecy. Okay, we're going to start at Joel chapter 3 and verse 1. My Isha, she loves this too. This is one of her favorites. Right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm doing this for her. Alright, Joel chapter 3 and verse 1. Let's see. I may stop her as she reads, because this chapter is so profound, and many of us have probably heard this read, but we really didn't understand the clarity of it, but it's just profound. Okay. Joel chapter 3 verse 1.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, mm-hmm. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, mm-hmm. and will plead with them there for my people and my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations.
Pause for a second. I'm sorry, finish that out.
And scattered and parted my land.
Now, I want you to understand what you just heard, okay? First I want to point out is that the Most High, it says that He said that He's going to bring, right, the captivity. So I want my Isha to explain to us what is the word captivity in the Hebrew. What is captivity?
Exile, prisoners, basically.
Exiles and prisoners. So let me ask you a question. Black Lives Matter, right? So would you consider a people that was brought in the pits of ships, right? Chained like cargo from a place that we know of as Africa, all the way over across the Atlantic Ocean, and brought here and was deemed as 3/5 of a man, right? Didn't have human rights. Would you consider that captivity? Is that captivity? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yep.
So he says that He's going to bring the captivity. What was the definition of that again?
Exile.
Exile.
Prisoners.
Prisoners.
Former state of prosperity.
A former state of prosperity. So the people that he's talking about are people that were prisoners, right? And they were what?
Exiled.
Exile. Exile prison. People who were exiled. So what's the definition of exile? What's an exile? we want to make this as simple as possible because some people, you know, are educated, but when it comes to breaking down simplistic things, they really can't comprehend. So we want to give a definition.
You're exiled, what you're confined.
We're going to read it. So for those of you that are educated, that have your PhD degrees, your DDD degrees, your master's degrees, and all of that, and you're working in corporate America trying to climb the ladder, we're going to meet you right where you are, right? So we're going to read
In exile.
the definition. So we won't have any inkling of a doubt as to who we're talking about. Okay? Now, exile. Okay, EXIL. Where is that? EXI. Here it is, right here. All right. See if we can see where my thumb is.
Mm-hmm.
This is what an exile is, according to the American Heritage Dictionary.
Enforced removal from one's native country.
Read that one more time, nice and slow.
Enforced
removal
from one's native country.
from one's native country.
Self-imposed absence from one's country. The condition or a period of living away from one's native country. One who lives away from his native country, whether because of expulsion or voluntary absence. To send into exile, banish.
So, based on what my Isha just read, can you say that the so-called African Americans were exiles, right?
And still are.
And still are exiled. Well, I'm an American citizen. Listen, don't be silly. Just say it like it. Don't be silly. American citizen. I'm not talking about your current status. I'm talking about where our heritage came from. We were exiled from our land into a strange land. Okay, that's Deuteronomy 28, but we're not going to go there right now. All right. So he says, he shall bring again the exiles of Yehuda and Jerusalem. So Yehuda and Jerusalem are Jerusalem and the land of Yehuda is the 12 tribe, one of the 12 tribes, and Jerusalem is the capital, right, of the land of Israel. All right. So he says, I will bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, and I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right? And he says, I will plead, but now I want to be clear because I don't want somebody to think the Most High not sitting here and pleading. When you think of, let me ask the question first. When you think of plead, what comes to mind when you hear the word plead?
Begging.
Oh, begging. So now, when the Most High comes in the last days to judge the people, is he going to be begging them? So we want to give a proper definition for that word, that English word plead. What's the Hebrew word there?
Shaphat.
Shaphat. And what does that mean?
To judge.
To judge.
Pronounce sentence.
Pronounce a sentence.
For or against.
For or against.
To vindicate or punish. Extension to govern passively, to litigate, avenge,
right.
Condemn, defend.
So the Most High ain't gonna come in there begging, oh, nations, please. No, he's not a feminine deity, right? He's not a passive deity. He's coming with judgment to judge the nations. And the reason why he's going to judge the nations, we're going to read why he's going to judge the nations. Okay, go ahead.
And they have cast lots for
Oh,
my
I'm sorry, my bad. You read that part already, so let me finish it out. So he said he's going to judge the nation for my people, his people. He's going to judge the nations for his people. Who is his people? These people that was taken as captives or as prisoners or as exiles from their native land to somewhere else, okay? He says he's going to judge them there for my people and for my heritage. He calls now those people that you exiled, that you made prisoners, right? He said, he calls them his heritage. Now, what is the definition for the word heritage in the Hebrew? That's 51:59.
It is inherited.
Inherited.
Inheritance, a possession.
Oh, so the Most High takes it personal. He said these people are his possession. They belong to him, in other words. Oh, so okay. So he said they are his possession. What else does it say? Is that it?
An estate.
An estate.
Heirloom.
Okay.
Portion.
Oh, so they are his inheritance or his possession, not man's. And what did man do? They took and they scattered his heritage among the nations. Now look at that word scatter, because I want to be clear, because we're trying to be as simple as possible, simplistic. So scatter means what? What's the word for scatter?
To scatter, whether in enmity or bounty, disperse abroad.
Disperse abroad. Whether in what? Enmity or what?
Or bounty.
Enmity. What is enmity? What does enmity have anything to do with anything? Enmity is what? Jealousy? So people are jealous of these people, and for the purpose of their jealousy, they did what? They scattered them among the nations, right? And they have parted. The Most High didn't say it was the Jews' land. He said they parted my land. So let's lose all of this. The Jews' land, the Jews. This is the Most High's land. He said they parted my land. Okay, go ahead. Verse 3.
And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
So they cast lots, right? They put them on an auction block. Sold, right? They put them on auction blocks and they sold them, right? They sold them, and they gave. It says he gave a boy for prostitute. That's what's that word for harlot? Prostitute?
It is to commit adultery, usually of the female, ravishment, to play the harlot, whore, whorish, whoring.
Okay. So what is a harlot? A prostitute, right? If we were to go and look up, let's just do it anyway, because I don't want anybody to have any, because people watch these videos and they want to go and they want to challenge what's being said. So I want to read it so you can, so there's no doubt. Okay, what is a harlot? Okay, all right. We have to do this because we have people that watch these videos and then they want to be smart. And so I like to try to cover every angle that somebody might come from, so that there's no doubt. Okay, so we're going to define harlot. So because what it said that these people, whoever scattered the heritage sold the boy for a harlot. So we're gonna read. Okay, harlot. Let's see if I can find it here. Harlot. Okay, here we go. This is the definition of harlot. I don't want nobody saying that I made stuff up. I'm going to read the definition.
A woman prostitute.
A woman prostitute.
Vagabond.
A vagabond.
A harlot.
Mm-hmm.
Rogue liquor.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, the prophet said that they sold the boy for a woman prostitute. That was the worth. They give me a Hebrew and I give you a prostitute. That was the exchange. That was what they call the international trade. For in lieu of money, they gave him prostitute for a Hebrew man or woman that they, well, in this case, a Hebrew man. They sold. It says they sold. They gave a boy for a harlot, and they sold a girl, right, for a bottle of wine. That was her exchange. They gave him a bottle of wine, and they gave him the girl. So the African tribes that was in on this, in exchange for them giving up a Hebrew woman, the Europeans gave them a bottle of wine. That was the price of a woman, a bottle of wine. And the other part, them nasty Africans that sold a Hebrew male for them to have sex with a prostitute. You go have sex with my prostitute, and I'll take the man. Nasty. Nasty. Okay, go ahead.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly, pleasant things. The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
See that? Now he's being more detailed. He said the children of Judah and Jerusalem you sold. You sold them to the Grecians, that you might remove them from their border. Okay, go ahead.
Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. Now
we read that earlier. The prophet Isaiah 60, Yoshiyahu, where he said that surely the isles is waiting for thee to bring thy sons and daughters from afar, right? And he talked about how they're going to suck the milk of the Gentiles, and how they're going to build houses that they're going to dwell in, and so forth. And this is what we talking about. He said, I'm going to raise them up. I'm going to bring them up out of the lands where you sold them, right? And the whole world going to know that these people that you called African slaves, right, are the children. They are my heritage. They are my possession. And because you did what you did to them, it's coming down on you. And what's he going to do to them?
I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah.
Wait. So in other words, Black Lives Matter. He going to take your sons and daughters and sell your sons and daughters back to the black people, the Hebrews, Israelites. So the Hebrew Israelites going to get slaves now. The sons and daughters, don't you touch that dial. But your sons and daughters who benefited from the slave trade and now are running and ruling in corporate America, I'm going to call it what it is, Fortune 500 companies, and you got them at the bottom of the totem pole, doing the most work, getting the less pay. But he said, now I'm going to take your sons and daughters, I'm going to sell them back to the Hebrew Israelites, the black people, and they're going to be their servants. And they're going to be Fortune 500, and you're going to be at the bottom of the totem pole. How you like me now? Go ahead.
And they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Yah have spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men, and let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yah. Let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come and get ye down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes, multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of Yah is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Yah also shall roar out of Zion and utter his voice from Jerusalem, and the heavens and the earth shall shake. But Yah will be the hope of his people and the strength of the children of Israel. So shall ye know that I am Yah your Elohim, dwelling in Zion, my holy mountain. Then shall Jerusalem be holy, and there shall no more strangers pass through her anymore.
So that means that Jerusalem right now is not holy then. If he says it's going to be holy, that means that it's not holy right now.
Yep.
It's just simple understanding.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the mountains shall drop down new wine, and the hills shall flow with milk, and all the rivers of Judah shall flow with waters, and a fountain shall come forth out of the house of Yah, and shall water the valley of Shittim. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, for the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yah dwelleth in Zion.
See that? So now, that is the judgment. Why the Most High is angry? The Most High is there's a place was a song that says the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. Because see, I gotta show you something, right? When we talk about the Most High judging Babylon, in the system of Babylon. The whole system of Babylon is going to be judged. Okay, let's go to Isaiah 47. It's not one of my scriptures that came up, but hey, we'll work with it. Okay, Isaiah 47, Yoshiyahu, or Isaiah 47. And 5. Isaiah 47 and 5, and just read the two verses, 47 and 5 and 47 and 6. This is why the Most High is mad. And this is why in Joel 3, he said, I'm going to judge the nations because the Most High is angry with the wicked. Okay?
Sit thou silent, and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient. Hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
You see that? So That's the Babylonian system that's going to be judged. That's why he said, I'm going to bring all, because there's not going to be no exclusiveness. It's going to be inclusive. All nations are going to be judged. Look at my face. All nations are going to be judged for what you have done to the black lives, the Hebrew Israelites. You're going to pay a recompense. That's what the Most High is saying. That's what he's saying in Joel chapter 3. You're going to pay what you that have done. Let me help out my brothers and sisters, right? All of my black activists and all of my civil rights leaders that are still together. Stop trying to get reparations because it ain't coming the way you think it's coming. That's why all other nations have gotten reparations. That's why the United Snakes of America has paid other nations reparations because they don't care about you. But guess who cares about Black Lives Matter? Guess who cares about the Hebrew Israelite lives that matter? The Most High. And there's a day of repaying coming, right? The Most High. Let me take you somewhere else since that came up. He talks about he's going to pay recompense. Right? Isaiah 35:4. Let's see what that says there.
Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, Yah will come with vengeance, even Yah with a recompense. He will come and save you.
See that? So the Most High is going to come with the recompense. It ain't coming through the system of America. It's not coming. Only Yah is going to come with recompense. And the people are not going to be happy about it. We're going to read some other stuff here. It's going to disturb you. You ain't going to be able to sleep. All right, let me see. What else do I want to pull out of that? Let's look at 59 and 18. Let's look at 59 and 17 and 18. Isaiah 59 and 17 and 18. I don't have that one either.
For he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and an helmet of salvation upon his head, and he put on the garments of vengeance for clothing, and was clad with zeal as a cloak. According to their deeds, accordingly he will repay fury to his adversaries, recompense to his enemies. To the islands he will repay recompense.
What's that word recompense? What does it mean? What is that Hebrew there? So the Most High is going to pay recompense.
Treatment, that is, an act of good or ill, by implication, service or requital, benefit deserving that which he hath given.
All right, so now let me speak it to you in your language that you can understand. You understand investments, right? Don't the world understand investments? You're only going to when you make an investment, right? Right, you can't reap from your stocks if you don't make an investment. So what you have invested in and what has happened into America is the seeds of injustice, right? The seeds of hatred, right? The seeds of jealousy, right? The seeds of inequality has come up and harvested in the land. That's the recompense he's talking about. But it hasn't reached the height yet. It's only touching the leaves. The harvest is just starting to flourish, but it hasn't come to full bloom. But it will. And when the King of Kings comes, that's when it will come to its full height. Right? Because the Most High said what? It's recompense. I'm going to give you something that you can understand from a spiritual perspective. Be not deceived. Yah is not marked. Whatsoever a man sows, that shall he also reap. And the seeds that have been sown in this land is reaping now. It's bringing forth a harvest.
It's ill.
Huh?
Like I said, this recompense is going to be good or ill.
All right, let's look at 66, Isaiah 66 and verse 6. Let's read 5 and 6.
Hear the word of Yah, ye that tremble at his word. Your brethren that hated you, that cast you out for my name's sake, said, let Yah be glorified. But he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
A voice of noise from the city, a voice from the temple, a voice of Yah that rendereth recompense to his enemies.
See that? Most High call you his enemy. That's what he said. He called the ill treatment that you continue to do on the children of Israel, the true children of Israel. The Most High is saying you his enemy. He's out, put them in your hands, but you didn't show them no mercy. You took the old, and you did to the old what you did to the young. Right? You know, there's stories where our people fought back, but the historian's not going to tell that. But that movie, Birth of a Nation, is just one amongst many where we fought back. But as a result of your anger and bitterness towards the people that you brought here as captives when they was fighting for freedom, and you want to make a public example out of them in public and castrate them and burn them alive in front of and make sport out of it, and call it a picnic, pick a nigga and watch him burn. That's what a picnic is. That's why we shouldn't even use that phraseology. All right? You're going to pay recompense. What else do I got about this since I'm on the recompense? Let's go to Lamentations 3 and 64. See, the Most High is angry. He angry with the wicked every day. All right, Lamentations 3 and 64. That's not on my notes either.
Render unto them a recompense, O Yah, according to the work of their hands.
Read the next verse.
Give them sorrow of heart, thy curse unto them. Persecute and destroy them in anger from under the heavens of Yah.
See that? That's the voice of Israel crying out. That's what these Black Lives Matters crying out now. They tired. But see, the thing is that you activists that's watching this video, you need to teach the people. They need to cry to the Most High. It's time for judgment. Stop crying to the people who's putting oppression on you. Cry to the Most High. Because when you cried to the Most High, what happened when the children of Israel were in Egypt? When they cried to the Most High.
It came up, it caused them to hear.
It caused them to hear. So you see what's going on. When you go to pray, say, Father, look at what they're doing to your children. They used to have a song that said, Father, help your children. That they might find a place. Right? Teach them how to love one another. Right? Love starts with us first. We need to learn to love each other. All right. Enough said with that. Now, so we finished Joel 3. Where you want to go next? You want to go in a little deeper? We did that one. Let's look at let's see what the prophet Yirmiyahu got to say. Let's go to prophet Jeremiah. Right, we almost finished. We don't have a whole lot more. All right, prophet Jeremiah 23 and 3. Yirmiyahu 23 and 3. All right. Jeremiah 23 and 3. All right. 23:3.
And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all.
Hold. We gotta read verse 1. Look at verse 1. We gotta read verse 1. Just read 1 through 3.
Woe be unto the pastors.
Say that well hard. Say it hard.
Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith Yah.
Woe to those pastors. Go ahead.
Therefore thus saith Yah of hosts of Israel against the pastors that feed my people.
Against the pastors that do what?
Feed my people.
The pastors that feed his people. He said, woe to you pastors that feed my people.
Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith Yah. And I will gather the remnant of my flock out of all the countries whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their folds, and they shall be fruitful and increase.
Read the next verse.
And I will set up shepherds over them, which shall feed them, and they shall fear no more, nor be dismayed, neither shall they be lacking, saith Yah.
See that? Ain't gonna be no more welfare. Ain't gonna be lacking no more. No lack.
But the shepherds of today are saying that there's going to be no more lack now.
And the more they talk, the more lack it is, right?
The Bible says the poor will always be among you, so that's letting us know that, no more lack before he returns. It's not possible.
Oh, let's go over here. Read a little more of this here. Go to verse 15. Oh, this whole chapter is deep, but if you want to keep reading, you can. This is a rebuke to the pastors, the preachers.
Where did I just stop?
Start verse 5.
Okay. Behold, the days come, saith Yah, that I will raise unto David a righteous branch, and a king shall reign and prosper, and shall execute judgment and justice in the earth. In his days Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. And this is his name whereby he shall be called Yah, our righteousness. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yah, that they shall no more say, Yah liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yah liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all the countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land.
So not just the north, but in all the lands where they were driven.
Keep going. Mine heart within me is broken because of the prophets. All my bones shake. I am like a drunken man, and like a man whom wine hath overcome, because of Yah and because of the words of his holiness. For the land is full of adulterers. For because of swearing the land mourneth. The pleasant places of the wilderness are dried up, and their course is evil, and their force is not right. For both prophet and priest are profane. Yea, in my house have I found their wickedness, saith Yah. Wherefore their way shall be unto them as slippery, ways in darkness. They shall be driven on and fall therein. For I will bring evil upon them, even the year of their visitation, saith Yah. And I have seen folly in the prophets of Samaria. They prophesied in Baal and caused my people Israel to err. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem an horrible thing. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of the evildoers, that none doth return from his wickedness. They are all of them unto me as Sodom, and the inhabitants thereof as Gomorrah. Therefore thus saith Yah of hosts, concerning the prophets, behold, I will feed them with wormwood,
That's right.
and make them drink the water of gall. And for from the prophets of Jerusalem is profaneness going forth into the land, all the land. Thus saith Yah of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that prophesy unto you. They make you vain. They speak a vision of their own heart, and not out of the mouth of Yah. They say still unto them that despise me, Yah have said, ye shall have peace. And they say unto every one that walketh after the imagination of his own heart, no evil shall come upon you. For who hath stood in the counsel of Yah, and have perceived and heard his word? Who hath marked his word and heard it? Behold, a whirlwind of Yah is gone forth in fury, even a grievous whirlwind, and it shall fall grievously upon the head of the wicked. The anger of Yah shall not return until he have executed, until he have performed the thoughts of his heart. In the latter days ye shall consider it perfectly. I have not sent these prophets, yet they ran. I have not spoken to them, yet they prophesied. But if they had stood in my counsel and had caused my people to hear my words, then they should have turned from their evil way and from the evil of their doings. Am I a Elohim at hand, saith Yah, and not a Elohim afar off? Can any hide himself in secret places, that I shall not see him, saith Yah? Doth not I fill heaven and earth, saith Yah? I have heard what the prophets said, that prophesied lies in my name, saying, I have dreamed a dream.
I got a dream.
How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? Yea, they are prophets of deceit of their own heart, which think to cause my people to forget my name, and by their dreams which they tell every man to his neighbor, as their fathers have forgotten my name for Baal. The prophets that have a dream, let him tell a dream, and he that hath my word, let him speak my word faithfully. What is the chaff to the wheat, saith Yah? Is not my word like as a fire, saith Yah, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces? Therefore, behold, I am against the prophets, saith Yah, that steal my words, every one from his neighbor. Behold, I am against the prophets, saith Yah, that use their tongues and say, he saith. Behold, I am against them that prophesy false dreams, saith Yah, and do tell them and cause my people to err by their lies and by their lightness. Yet I sent them not, nor commanded them. Therefore they shall not profit this people at all, saith Yah. And when this people or the prophet or a priest shall ask thee, saying, what is the burden of Yah? And thou shalt then say unto them, what burden? I will even forsake you, saith Yah. And as for the prophet and the priest and the people that shall say the burden of Yah, I will even punish that man and his house.
They say the burden of the Lord put this burden on me, right? They're lying. The Most High said they're lying.
Thus shall ye say every one to his neighbor and every one to his brother, what hath Yah answered? And what hath Yah spoken? And the burden of Yah which shall ye mention no more, for every man's word shall be his burden. And for he hath perverted the words of the living Yah of hosts, our Elohim. Thus shalt thou say to the prophet, what hath Yah answered, and what hath he spoken? But since ye say the burden of Yah, therefore thus saith Yah of hosts, because ye say this word, the burden of Yah, and I have sent unto you saying, Ye shall not say the burden of Yah. Therefore, behold, I, even I, will utterly forget you, and will forsake you and the city that I gave you and your fathers, and cast you out of my presence. And I will bring an everlasting reproach upon you, and a perpetual shame which shall not be forgotten.
Perpetual shame. So the Most High said that He's going to do that to Israel. Why would you think that He would let the people in today's time escape? That's a lunatic deity that would punish the people for one thing and let another group of people do the exact opposite and just cover His eyes and just say, God understands. And no, the Yah that we serve, He's not like that. He's not a lunatic like this deity that you all worship that made Him to be some person who changed his mind about things. Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add to that? There's a whole lot of stuff in that chapter.
And he's saying his word is like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces.
Mm-hmm.
But as for these false prophets, the things that they saying, they're light. These lies are light. And when you begin to truly hear and recognize the truth, and you see how vain and empty the things that the false prophets are saying now in the earth, you realize how light they are and how vain they are, and they are causing people to err. You know, they're causing people to seek after things.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like the Word Network.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just crazy. And you got everybody coming on the Word Network, and they're not even so-called black people, but they know that just goes back to what we read earlier, that they have made a prey out of the people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sowing seeds to get something. It's all about getting something.
And the people fall for that, and they sincerely really believe that. And even the enemy, and I'm going to say it this way, the enemy will prosper them just to keep them in that falsehood. Somebody said, well, the enemy don't bless people. Okay, you don't think the enemy can bless anybody? What did the enemy say to Yahshua? If you fall down and worship me, I will give you all these kingdoms of the world. Mm-hmm. He wanted to bless the Messiah. The Messiah told him it's written. You know, and that's how we have to handle these false prophets that come on these Christian TV networks when they come with all of that nonsense, telling them it's written. Right? But people don't know no better because they don't read this book. You sit there and let somebody, win them over with enthusiasm and with this supposedly anointing because they talk and they can twist their eyes and the teeth and you can feel, listen, oh, that person's real. The theatrics. People don't understand the difference between the anointing and theatrics. It's a feeling in both. You can go to a comedy and get this film on you, and you feel so rejuvenated from going to a comedy. But they don't mean that they're anointed. It's just not their anointing. You just got emotionalized, right? All right, let's go to the next one. Let's go to Jeremiah 29, and let's read verse 11. This we're gonna read Jeremiah 29, verse 11 through 14. People always use this verse here. That's why I wanted to pull this one out.
For I know the thoughts that I have, that I think toward you, saith Yah, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you. And ye shall seek me and find me when ye shall search for me with all your heart. And I will be found of you, saith Yah, and I will turn away your captivity, and will gather you from all the nations and from all the places whither I have driven you, saith Yah, and I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive.
That's it. So he's going to gather. We seek his face and we call upon him. But how many times we hear people read that say, I know the thoughts that I have of you, thoughts of peace and not evil, to give you an expected end. But never read it all the way out and find out what is he saying. He ain't talking about prosperity, somebody getting money. He's talking to the nation of Israel, repenting and turning back to the Most High. So you can live, right? All right, let's go to Jeremiah 31. See what else he got to say about the gathering. 31 and 8. Let's read verse 7.
For thus saith Yah, sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye praise ye, and say, O Yah, save thy people, the remnant of Israel.
The remnant.
Behold, I will bring them from the north country, and gather them from the coasts of the earth, and with them the blind, and the lame, and the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. A great company shall return thither.
And read the verse 9.
They shall come with weeping, with supplications will I lead them, and I will cause them to walk by the rivers of waters, in a straight way, wherein they shall not stumble, for I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn.
That's it. Oh, read verse 10.
Hear the word of Yah, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattered Israel will gather him, and keep him as a shepherd doth his flock.
Look at that. So who was the chief leader of the scattering? The Most High. He just used people. Because people say all the time, if you ask the average person, how was the slave trade possible? Well, they had weapons. Now, that wasn't why it was possible. It was prophecy that Moses said this is going to happen. I think something about, he called them the terrible of the nations, right? He said, I will send the terrible of the nations. Let me see if I can find that. He called them the terrible of the nations. Ezekiel 28 and 7, that's it.
Behold, therefore, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas.
That's prophecy. Who died and slain in the midst of the seas, being brought in the pits? It was only one group of people that was brought into a strange land in the pits. And the Most High called them the terrible of the nations. And you know anything about the history of Europe, the Dark Ages, the people, what they call the 10 Germanic tribes, the barbarians and the
tyrannicals.
Yeah.
Oppressors.
The vandals. The vandals Huh?
Violent.
Violence, vandals, and the scandals. Matter of fact, the History Channel had a presentation that they do on that called "The Dark Ages of Europe," the 10 barbaric tribes. Matter of fact, one of the tribes is called barbarics, barbarians, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The jukes and the scandals, and and we use words like that as meaning bad now. Scandalism, but they were called the scandals, right? But then they want you to believe that we brought you African Americans we brought you Africans to America to clean you up and to give you hope and a new life, right?
And they the chosen.
It's just pure madness. So that's 31 and 8. Okay, we read 10 and I'm not gonna read that one. Let's skip past that one. Let's read one more, then we're gonna close out. We're gonna close out for the Shabbat. And I'm not halfway finished. I got a whole lot more, but we're gonna end because it's been a beautiful Shabbat. So go to Jeremiah 32 and 37. We'll close there, and then we'll pick it back up next Shabbat. Yah's will closes out. 32 and 37 with the prophet Jeremiah. So we got one more. No, let's leave that alone. That'll take me to a whole nother hour.
32 and what? Because I don't see the verse 37.
32.
27?
Are you in
Wait a minute.
32nd chapter?
Oh, you said Jeremiah. I'm sorry.
Read verse 36 and 37. Oh, well, you can keep reading. That's There's a prophet Jeremiah. He's speaking to you blacks in America. Black lives matter. It do. Hebrew lives is what you really need to understand. Okay.
And now, therefore, thus saith Yah of hosts of Israel, concerning this city whereof ye say, it shall be delivered into the hand of the king of Babylon by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. Behold, I will gather them out of all countries whither I have driven them in mine anger, and in my fury, and in great wrath, and I will bring them again unto this place, and I will cause them to dwell safely. And they shall be put, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim, and I will give them one heart, and one way, that they may fear me forever, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them, that I will not turn away from them to do them good, but I will put my fear in their hearts, that they shall not depart from me. Yea, I will rejoice over them to do them good, and I will plant them in this land assuredly with my whole heart and with my whole soul. For thus saith Yah of hosts, like as I have brought all this great evil upon this people, so will I bring upon them all the good that I have promised unto them. And fields shall be brought in this land, whereof ye say, it is desolate, without man or beast, it is given into the hand of the Chaldeans. Men shall buy fields for money, and subscribe evidences, and seal them, and take witnesses in the land of Benjamin, and in the places about Jerusalem, in the cities of Judah, and in the cities of the mountains, and in the cities of the valley, and in the cities of the south. For I will cause their captivity to return, saith Yah.
And that's it for today. So may Yah add a blessing to the reading of the word as well as the hearing. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.